Hey guys, Uncle Ray, welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. The goal of this channel is to get you in the group of people that actually make money. Hopefully life-changing gains. But unfortunately, 90% of everyone investing in crypto are going to lose their money and pass it on to the smart money. That's what we want to do on this channel, make you smart money. And in this video, we're going to talk about what I believe is the AI powerhouse, BITTENSOR. Now, what kick-started this video was I've made 3 or 4 BITTENSOR's videos in the last year, and one of my clients sent me a video and said, "You're not bullish enough on BITTENSOR." Well, that sent me down a rabbit hole, and I watched multiple videos from people I trust, and I'm going to share part of one of those videos with you guys. But guys, he was right. I wasn't bullish enough on BITTENSOR. Now, I don't believe in hodling altcoins. I'm going to sell before this cycle is over. Hopefully, I don't get caught off guard. But if I had to hodl one, it might be BITTENSOR. Because no matter what anyone tells you guys, here's some alpha. Tokenomics matter, and no matter how great the project sounds or how great it is or how much adoption it has, if it has bad tokenomics, you're going to get dumped on. So remember, take profits or become the prophet. Now, hit that like button. Let's dive in to BITTENSOR. Okay, my last video I made was this one right here, and I'll leave it at the end if you want to watch it. But what really got me excited about BITTENSOR is there is a powerhouse company on Wall Street, and what that company does is it's a treasury company, and it has invested heavily in BITTENSOR. Now get this, guys, when it makes money, it takes those profits and invest in other treasuries that invest in BITTENSOR, and then it takes profits, it invests those profits in other companies, and that has a treasury, and it just keeps going, keeps that flywheel going. So think about that, guys. That got me really, really excited. But this video is from a company called DCG, and basically they are like a VC, but they don't necessarily invest directly in the crypto. They invest in companies that drive crypto. So this guy is a powerhouse, and he was on Raoul Pal talking about their investments in BITTENSOR. He has created a whole different company to market BITTENSOR, and he's a big investor. And I want to let you hear what he has to say. Check this out, guys.
Okay, how do we address these problems that could only be solved for by incentivizing the world to help you kind of solve these problems? And so when I met the founders, the writers of this white paper, I, like everybody, was inspired by them. That's number one. Two is, BITTENSOR was launched. It was a fair launch. It's just like Bitcoin. It was a white paper that was then turned into code that then launched. So there was no VC round. There were no allocations to foundations or team members. So everybody that is in BITTENSOR right now got there by being genuinely interested in the technology and buying or earning TAO, the token. So you have this organic community that is formed, that is mission driven, that is ambitious, that has kind of earned their way into having a seat at the table. And by the way, it has the same token economics as Bitcoin. So it's got 21 million cap. It's got the same halving concept as
Listen
Bitcoin.
up, guys.
So it's very, very easy to understand. And what has happened over the past few months has been called an upgrade of BITTENSOR, where the subnets that we just talked about, each one of those subnets actually now have a token. And so people can now...
So like that's sort of like layer twos.
It is, but it's not in a very important way. The distinction is every single subnet token is traded in and out of TAO. So your functional currency, your denominated currency for all these subnet tokens is TAO. So as people are trying to speculate as to which of the subnets they think are generating the most valuable intelligence, when they buy the subnet token, they're essentially indirectly buying TAO because it's traded out of liquidity pools. So there's about 88 subnets right now, and the one's launching every 2 days. So you have this community of builders, 88 different teams for the most part, who are trying to solve a problem, but they're all like joined arm in arm, because at the end of the day, if they can drive utility of BITTENSOR and TAO, if they can attract capital into their subnet token, it just flows into TAO. So it's two subnets may be doing the exact same thing, and one of them may just kick ass. If that subnet can bring in hundreds of millions of dollars into the BITTENSOR ecosystem and that subnet token skyrockets in value, that other subnet, their token in US dollar terms is going to go up as well because of the success of those subnets. And so it's a very collaborative community, and I'm unaware of any other project in crypto that has the same dynamic. Because if you think about like any tokens that launch on Ethereum or Solana, essentially no value accrues to Ethereum and Solana. I mean, you have transaction fees, but ultimately those teams are all about, okay, I want to create value for my own token. They don't really care ultimately whether or not Ethereum or Solana is successful.
No, it's closer to NFT.
So think about that, guys. Here's some alpha. Most projects don't make any money. So how can it have a value outside of speculation? And then most projects like Cosmos, which I believe is a dead chain, is amazing. It has some of the best tech on the planet with the SDK. However, it was set up so that they can build all over Cosmos, and no one has to buy the Cosmos token, and it doesn't make any profit to feed the ecosystem. That is a trend in crypto. In 10 years, I truly believe the utility tokens, the older tokens that don't make any money, are going to be gone. And even if they're here and they are taking over the world with their utility, they won't be good investments, because speculation is going to create a bubble, and then that bubble will bust and people will move on. And BITTENSOR is a phenomenal project. It has a halving just like Bitcoin, has the same amount, and there's no one there to dump on you like with all the other companies that are set up to use you as exit liquidity. And I stress that in every video, guys. You ever wonder why your favorite project gets unbelievable news all the time, but it can't pump? Because it has bad tokenomics. Again, don't be exit liquidity. Take profits or you'll become the profits. Now that's their portfolio. Now let's look at the chart. Guys, you know, here's some more alpha. I say this all the time. If you want to make life-changing gains, play the probabilities. And the probability is that if you want to make life-changing gains, you buy a new project, never experienced a bull run in a hot sector. That's definitely BITTENSOR. 90%, guys, of all older tokens don't make a new all-time high in its second bull run, especially if it has bad tokenomics. You can almost guarantee that it will not make a new all-time high. And BITTENSOR has done over like a 22x top to bottom in this cycle. No one talks about it. For the people that happened to catch the bottom of that dump last Friday or the Friday before last, this thing has already doubled your money from that dump. Guys, TAO is worth taking a look at. Now, I know a lot of people think, well, it's at $400. Guys, it doesn't matter. If something doubles, it doubles. Now, that being said, I don't think we're going to get life-changing gains in this cycle for BITTENSOR. But I also don't think that it has remotely made its new all-time high. And in that video, which I'll post a link down below if you want to watch it, I highly recommend it. They are calling for BitTensor to get to a trillion market cap faster than Bitcoin, which Bitcoin was the fastest in history, for whatever that's worth. Now, that being said, guys, you know, about 75% of my trades is shorting. Because if you think about this whole cycle, every time you FOMO'd in, what happens? It crashes. Why? Because smart money takes profit and, again, uses you as exit liquidity. So if you want to learn to short, guys, I want to build the biggest, baddest community of shorters on the planet. And I've created a course with 13 videos to teach you how to short. Guys, you don't short on the way down in a bull market. You short the pumps. You short the all-time highs. Why? Because most projects have bad tokenomics. So when they rip, guess what? You're going to get dumped on. Shorting is the way to go. So you get my shorting course, a Zoom call to make sure you understand the strategy, and 5 months of my inner circle for only $250. The inner circle alone costs you more than that. Now, also, if you need some help with your portfolio, I have the same proposition. $250, 18 videos, goes from A to Z of what you need to know to build out a portfolio. Taking profits, how to compare, tokenomics, market cap, all that stuff. Then we have a Zoom call. We walk through your portfolio and you get my inner circle again for 5 months for $250, or you can just join the inner circle. Now, that being said, guys, whether you take me up on any of that or not, which I'll leave a link in the comments to my email and in the description, but whether you take me up on that or not, guys, do yourself a favor. Stop listening to people that get you all excited, tell you lies, tell you partial truths, don't tell you the downside, tell you that market cap and tokenomics don't matter. They're going to get you wrecked. And take profits or you'll become the prophets. So that's all I got, guys. I'm still bullish. This market's changing drastically. The big boys are here. 80 to 90% of all investors in crypto are just trading on leverage. No one's really buying crypto at all on spot. That's why it's so volatile, and that's why you need to take profits. So hit the like button. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and come back and be part of this community, because I want to get you in that group that makes money. And like I said, guys, I'm bullish, but remember this: if the majority were right, the majority would be rich. Take care, guys.